All right, let's take a look at this KingCamp folding table for camping or beach out beams or whatever you want to do. It comes in a nice little bag. The construction is really good. It's all anodized aluminum. So you've got, this is the side pieces. This is your top, which is also aluminum. There's very little plastic on this, so it's really just relegated to the ends to kind of protect you from the extruded aluminum. This is using shock cords to keep it all together. So got little bungees and Velcro ties, and then this is the leg portion of the table. It's all bundled together. I like that it has setup instructions inside the bag. So if you do loan it out, sometimes that happens. People will be able to figure that out without losing the instructions. So put that back aside. So the main part of this is obviously the base. So I'll do that first. I like that it has the Velcro kind of tied to one of the legs. And then assembly is very straightforward. Basically, you just have to put the legs into their assigned slots. The only thing you really have to make sure you do is end up with when you put the feet down on the ground, you want to make sure that these are turned up. Like that. Same thing for the other side. One thing I'll note is that it is using cast aluminum for all the joints, including the ends of the legs and the arms, I guess I'll call them. We'll call these the legs. And then, oh yeah, you do need to make sure that these things end up so that the feet are flat. One of the legs has an adjustment, so in case it's unlevel ground, you can take the play out of it, which I like. All right, so that's the base. Next part, you gotta assemble the side rails, I'll call them. It's really extruded aluminum, nice little joints, simple to set up. Basically, you just want to get it so that the label is sitting upright, and you got these slots that go over the pegs of the arms. This was the hardest part for me. I felt like I was going to kind of damage it, but it is under tension, so you basically have to slide this back and get it into that slot, and then end up kind of squeezing them in so that grabs. You can see that there's a slot into the top of that piece, and that's what's catching into the rails. Same thing for the other side. Again, label up, slide it back, and then with the other one already on, it makes it a little bit tougher. You basically have to kind of pry that back. So that is the hardest part. The rest is pretty straightforward. All right, so I would say if I'm going to put the camping situation, I want to put the Velcro on the legs so I don't lose it. I did the same thing for that loop. It's kind of loose. All right, so the top basically sits within these rails and these little nubs that fit into the keyway slot. So that's pretty straightforward as well. Just gotta line that up. Put that in. Everything does fit pretty snug. So by the time you're done, it is pretty substantial. Setup compared to other, I mean, I've definitely had other tables that are much quicker to set up, but they're usually like a Cordura at the top, and they don't hold the weight. This thing is rated for 176 8.3 pounds. And the top being solid aluminum. If you were to cook on it and spill something on it, it's not going to burn through. You know, working on it to like put anything hot plate, your cooking stove, lantern, it's going to be fine and very easy to clean up. Once it's together, it's not flimsy at all. It's not just going to pop apart. So I'm pretty thrilled with this. This would really be a nice setup for low seating. Cook on this, take it to the beach. Be a really nice setup.
Hey everybody, Dog Guy here, doing a review on this KingCamp collapsible table I ordered from Amazon. You know, this is the second one, not the same brand, second one of these I've ordered. First one I ordered, you know, we were looking for something for our travel trailer that was lightweight, collapsible, one can fold up in a bag and kind of throw in the cargo compartment without taking up a ton of room. We've had the collapsible plastic tables from some of the big box stores and they do a great job, but they're heavy, bulky, just take up a lot of room. So I figured I'd try these. Now, the first one I really liked. I liked the fact that it had the top of it was like, it was rollable. So you just rolled it right down the tracks there and locked it in. Super easy. The thing I didn't like about the other one was on the legs. It had some adjustable settings here on the legs, but they weren't sturdy, and the table actually collapsed with my Blackstone, and it's just a small Blackstone, 17-inch, sitting on it. So I figured I'd give this one a try on a KingCamp. Had some decent reviews, but right off the bat, you know, I opened it up. Comes a nice bag, carry bag, super lightweight. I'm pretty impressed with it. And all in all, I do like. This seemed like the legs were a little sturdier than the previous one. Several things I don't like about it. The aluminum, it seems very, very thin, and I know it's supposed to be because lightweight, but I really worry about this denting very easy. A couple other things I didn't like. At each corner, it has, let's see if I can pull it up. It has these little clips here that go into the holes to lock it in, safety clips. Those are kind of a pain to line up. This thing, again, is not very sturdy. If you have it on uneven ground, like my grass out here I tried, it doesn't want to line up very easy. So the trick is putting this thing in between the slats and then trying to line up the holes. But even then, they're just kind of, I don't know, kind of cheesy design. You know, again, having a hard time lining them up. These slats are all held together by this flimsy little bungee cord thing. So not really crazy about that either. You know, what happens when that bungee cord breaks? You know, and then all those slats are coming apart. And it's just very awkward putting it together. The way it kind of slams down, you got to pull it in these bigger chunks. And then also, before you can even line up those holes, you really have to adjust to try to get this lined up inside the metal. All right, so of the legs there. So it can be a little frustrating. Like I said, see how this one is just not really kind of wanting to seat in there. You know, even pulling the clip back on it underneath. You really have to get it lined up and at a right angle, everything level before, to make it easier to get this down. And that's not always the case when you're camping, right? So you have a lot of even ground. It can become a pain. As well as the middle of this table is supposed to support over 100 and some pounds, but as you can see, I'm barely pushing on it. Each of these slats are just giving way. And with my cooker on it, my griddle, you can see how much it's pushed down between, just from the weight of the cooker, right? So of my griddle, and you can just hear it's just not very sturdy. I'm really disappointed. Again, I was really looking forward to getting this in. I think it'd be a great solution for us, but it's tough to get in returned, even if we have to go back to the foldable, collapsible tables. I prefer to have something more sturdy than I guess something that's lightweight. They have to worry about breaking or just be frustrating setting up. So again, just my review. Hopefully this helps you. Take care, guys.